Doesn't look as terrible as it did. Who knows, we might have a crop after all. But those bloody sheep, shies and they gotta go. I don't know. Canola, far out. It just didn't grow. Like, it's sort of building a bit, but it's nothing particularly special. Even now, it's thickened up where it was nothing, but just so slow. So slow. I mean, that's obviously a different variety over there. I think it's tried, and this is trifecta. They say this stuff doesn't lodge. No, I guess there's no danger of that. It doesn't bloody grow. I don't know. But it's been giving it to it, but it just hadn't bloody done anything. Meanwhile, this barley's still sluggish AF. Like, it's just not doing anything. I suppose it's growing a bit. Brome grass is growing. Oh, it's probably better when we get over there. But yeah, it's not exactly not the best crop I've seen. It might turn out better than we think, but yeah, so now a little chocolate spot. I don't know. I still don't see much of it. Oh, it's here. It's here. We probably should protect it, I guess. Beans are pretty slow. Yeah, I think it's probably time to give it a spray, a bit of protection, get on those lower leaves. You coming out to help, fella? Yeah, I got to wash this up first, and then we've got to put the spray on. Well, should be clean. Well, you know what, the colour was actually pretty close to how the ballista was last year. Very close indeed. This is good. I'd take this crop anytime. Promising. Hashtag. As always, it's a little later than I'd hoped, but we got the spreader away. Hooking onto the old spray again, and we'll go and perhaps give these beans a bit of a spray and a bit of a fungicide. I think we do have to clean this out from memory. There is a little bit of, I don't really want to spray broadleaf out, that would be bad, but no, we'll get into it. Get a bit done, gradually chew off these jobs. Nice. Quiet down, we'll soon be outside. Righto, well, it takes time, but we got to figure we better give it a damn good rinse out. Seeing we had broadleaf spraying it before, we're going to go spraying beans. We wouldn't want to go out there and knock the beans over, would we? Then after that's canola, so that would be a disaster. So I don't know whether we'll get anything done tonight now. It's getting a bit late, but we'll see. Well, we're out here giving it in the beans, giving the fungicide in the beans, putting the fun back in fungicide. So it shouldn't be, it's not inversion conditions, and it is fungicide. It's not, there is a little bit out here, and the forecast is it might get wet, and this paddock does get wet in places, so I don't particularly want to put big massive tracks to it. And it's probably on the smaller side. We'll get it to those bottom leaves, give a bit of protection for now, and then come back in about 4 or 5 weeks and give it another go. So that's the plan anyway. It's what are we, 9th of August, so it is on the, usually we try to keep it till the first week of August, or yeah, mid-August at the very latest. But I think with the forecast, probably try and get it done now, otherwise it might be another week. There's a couple of days where it's not going to rain, but they're not talking about a lot, so I don't think we're going to get drowned, but there's talking about a lot of wind, like ridiculously windy, so that's not much fun either. So these are the bastards yesterday. Come on! So when they were all at the gate and a few ran out, and I went up and down the road and presumed they'd all gone back because I couldn't find them anywhere. So, don't know. That's weird, unless they knocked over part of the fence. Okay, it's also a possibility. Anyway, where are you going? What do you think? You want one of these? You want a Ferrari? What do you think? Well, this is the sort of road you get for our council rates. Look at that. But I know it shouldn't be driven on when it's wet, but unfortunately you have to. Look at that. Just shocking. And we haven't had that much rain. We've had probably barely an inch of rain in the last week. And you'd think we'd had bloody inches. It's just a pug hop. Just unbelievable. Anyway, what's you gonna do? Pay about bloody record council rates, I guess. Arseholes. Worst bill we pay. Absolute disgrace. Anyway, this stuff seems to be growing. There's probably some Sclerotinia and blackleg and all sorts in it. Needs a spray soon. Look at that. Oh well, we'll see what we get off it. Nice. Anyway, I got those bloody sheep in, so that was kind of good. And the rain did settle for a little bit, so I've sort of tidied that up. Tied the fence up a bit. So hopefully there won't be 20 or 30 of them getting out. It'll still probably be 1 or 2 though. Until they break the wires again, which will probably be tomorrow. About time they're all gone. Alright. Well, this has finally grown a little bit. Thankfully, at last. But yeah, no, I think once it dries we're going to hit it with some Presaro. There is, I think, not a lot, but there is a little bit of, it'd have to be a little bit of blackleg and Sclerotinia and stuff. At least give it a bit of protection. So here we go. There's probably a bit there. It's sort of, I suppose it's slow to take off. It might have been slow to build up too, but a bit of protection. It's getting wet, I think. I always recommend when it's about 30% flowered, so we're probably about 10% flowered now. But next few days before it gets wet again, I would say it's probably time to give it a go. That water. Let's have a look at this vixen that's not really growing. Sort of growing, it's sort of okay. Just, I don't know what's going on with this. Apparently stripe rust's around, but I haven't, well, I don't think don't think so. No, it's not. Knit rust. Knit. Anyway, it won't be long, it'll be getting it anyway. It's already had an application early, so we should be okay. Nice. Yeah, it's a strange crop because, yeah, just weird. It's like it's got no, it's sort of thick enough here, but it's not got a lot of growth in it. So, I mean, who knows what it's going to be like. It'll probably grow out when we get a bit of warmer weather. Might thicken up, and hopefully we'll get a few more tillers. A few late tillers would be kind of nice. Yeah, I've got no idea. It's obviously a bit of a heavier spot here. So I think up here you can see this is heavier ground, probably a bit wetter, held moisture in better. It probably goes to show you how much the canola took out last year. Not even in just the nutrients, but in moisture. But it would have thought that would have been replenished with the summer rains, particularly in November when we had 3 inches. So I don't know. It's pretty solid here. It's actually still pretty solid. I thought it was weakening off. It's actually getting thicker. Who knows? Just who knows? Well, at least the barley's growing now. In places at least. Not the best barley we've ever had. But it might thicken up. It's always a bit hard to know with barley. It can Everything just has a sort of air of just relaxed. Last year, this is where it's double sown, a bit more fert, a bit more seed, and look how much better that is. It just didn't, perhaps not enough fert, so yeah, we've vindicated we're going back to full rate even, because it's, I think, false economy. Look at this. I mean, I think last year was particularly strong because there was a lot left in store, left in the ground from previous years hadn't been used up. There was too much here. I mean, it's had quite a bit of urea. It should recover. We'll see, I suppose. But yeah, if it was all like this, I'd say it's another booming crop. But she's not going to be. Might be surprised. Never know. But I doubt it. Hey, Kate. Got a few sheep. Although potentially 100 to 120 might be going next week. That can't be nice. They're still feeding them, but yeah, it depends if there's a few hobbits, they won't be going, of course. But it'd be nice to see the back of these, but unfortunately they're not worth much. So, not sure when I'll get this uploaded, but you're paying a fortune in the shop for meat. I am. Should be. It's dropped a lot in the last 6 months. So there's that. Kind of disheartening. And all the news is bearish regarding I mean, the crops look okay, but the values are on the way down and inputs are on the way up. You know, you always get a bad period of the year, but this one's particularly bad. I think we're all about to get absolutely screwed. It's serve them right if no one does anything. The old blackleg's definitely here. No, it's not terrible, but it's here when you look, so I don't know. Let's have a look. It is it there? I think. So, yeah, definitely time to give it a spray as soon as. I think we're talking about a bit of rain tomorrow. I won't be able to do it Friday, so maybe later Saturday or Sunday we'll get it done. And see how that goes. So, I mean, it is a bit of a hard one because this variety is a lot later than the diamond we had last year. We're probably at about the same stage. Alrighty, let's get going. Feed these sheep, then we're gonna go and start our semi-license. Now it's time for 5-year anniversary of Unicorn and Wrangler. Isn't that exciting? 5-year wedding anniversary, that is. Can't even whistle. Full on feeding, I hope. So, get some sheep home later. So, hopefully levers with not many. That's the plan anyway. That sounds good. Might catch up. Let me know when you catch up there. What's this moment? At least this road's drying out. So, isn't that right, young fella? Alright. Final big feed, eh? And they're right, fellas. Yeah, you should have grown faster. Now you're not worth so much. That's a shame. Oh well. We do what we can. So I was thinking about giving them a roll of hay, but they've got heat. They haven't cleaned this stuff up from the other day. They've got grass. They don't look too shitty. There's just a couple, but they're not too bad. I'll only give them a bit of grain just to tide them over last feed. So no, I think they'll be right. I think we'll run with that, eh? Save the rolls for, well, for the ones that are left. Feed up. finally growing. I'm just going to tell you the spraying's alright. I'm just going to see that section's on. Find my way around. Get some Prosaro out on this stuff, some fungicide, the fun back in fungicide. Probably would have been nice to have it sprayed already, but it's not too late at all. Just a few spots is showing a little bit of blackleg on the leaves, and it's time to get it under control. It's sort of in bloom. I reckon we'll just get it done now. It's probably about 30% where it's supposed to be. So I think we just get into it. It'll all grow back. Excellent. Just pretty. Blimey, it started growing down here. It's a bit different to when I saw it a couple of weeks ago. My word, it's taken off, which is weird. It's the weird thing with canola. It does nothing for ages, and then it really blasts away when it gets going. Ah well. Driving the sheep up with the tractor. Oh, it's a nice photo stop here, but wow, is that a pretty picture. Just gorgeous. Nearly finished this job, but worth a stop. Stuff's finally growing. That's kind of nice. I don't know if it's going to amount to much, but it's amounting to something more than I thought it might, so there's that. We shall see. Just gorgeous. Pretty damp underneath, isn't it, fella? Not exactly sure how many of you are going, but I hope it's most. But that's hopefully the last big lot of sheep to go, leaving a hatful. I mean, the argument we could keep them and shear them, but bloody hell, I think we just got to get rid of them. They're not going up in value, not at the moment they're not. Never miss an opportunity to have a little tractor when you're walking past one. Nice. Firestones. I thought they said they weren't having them on them anymore. But anyway, this is the new one. Exactly like what we've got. It's all pretty similar up there.